What is going on, everyone? My name is Under the Radar, and welcome back to the PPL videos. Thank you guys so much for supporting me in my week off and understanding and being freaking awesome through the entire thing. I really do appreciate it. I want to let you guys know in all of the videos, more than likely, I'm not going to just say this in this video, but the week that I took off, it was really worth it because I got a 100% on my 300 question exam. It was a really tough exam. I'm really glad I took the week off. It really paid off. And now I get to focus completely on YouTube for like the next couple weeks until I have another test. So that's awesome. But today we are going up against Slyro and the Pittsburgh Pyroar. Now before we get into that, I kind of want to take a look at the league table. I normally don't take a look at the league table because it hasn't been up to date in a pretty long time, like whenever I have my battles, just because people have been getting their matches done late, and they've been uploaded late, and they haven't been getting them done. Like, we've all been really busy, and it's of nobody's fault, like one person. It's a group thing that we're all just really busy with real life, basically. And this is the first week in a very long time that the league table has actually been up to date, and as you can see, we are 7th. Not doing too good, in my opinion. Not compared to what I like. I like to be up within at least the top 5. Like, if I can be in the top 5, I'm happy. But as you can see, Sly is above us. He has 3 wins. We have 2 wins. So if we can beat him, we could potentially be above him. So that's one thing I'm keeping in mind. RTK is also above us. He's beaten us. So is Jack. He is 3rd. I believe he's either 3rd or 4th or something. I don't know. I don't have the league table up in front of me, but you guys can see it. But he's doing really well. So realistically, the people that we have lost to, they're above us, and I don't feel bad about losing to them because they're awesome people and they're awesome players. So it is what it is. I'm not really going to show you guys the Golden Pokeball Award, which is basically the PPL version of the Golden Boot, and that's just because our first thing in the entire race is Reuniclus at number 18. Not really worth it. All you need to know is Megalop and Arcanine are at the top. I ride. I'm a professional rapper. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at Sly's team. Sly's team consists of Mega Altaria, Tornadus, Therian, Arcanine, Roserade, Bronzong, Hitmontop, Cofagrigus, Hydreigon, and Lantern. Now, fun fact of the day. Whenever I picked up Electros and Garchomp, I was actually considering picking up Tornadus Therian instead. So if I had gotten that, he wouldn't have it, and I would be a happier person. Oh well. But his team is actually really, really spooky. Mega Altaria and Hydreigon actually run through my entire team. Mega Altaria, if it sets up 1 Dragon Dance, I have like 1 check to it. And it's not even really a check, it's something that I have to kind of be careful with on it because you can carry coverage for it. I have to be really specific in building for it. Hydreigon, I have no switch-ins to. Absolutely none. If he carries like Dark Pulse, Draco, Iron Tail, or Flash Cannon, and just another coverage move, I have no switch-ins for it. Absolutely none. It runs through my entire team. I think I have a really bad team matchup because ordinarily I would say that Azumarill runs through his team. However, but in order to be strong enough, it needs to be banded, and I can't lock myself into a move against his team, because if I lock myself into Play Rough against the Mega Altaria, you can go into Arcanine, and then I'm forced to take a hit from Arcanine, which is less than ideal. If I go for a Play Rough on his Hydreigon, same scenario. If I go for Aqua Jets and he brings the Water Absorbed Lantern, I'm screwed. Same with Waterfall. I can go for knockoffs, but then he can go into his Mega Altaria, and then that's a free setup opportunity. I could go for Ice Punch, but then he could go right into Arcanine, or into Bronzong, or into Hitmontop. Like, I could bring Assault Vest and switch it up, but I'm not outspeeding anything. I can't even outspeed some of his walls because they're just naturally faster, and if he runs on a bit of speed investment, because he knows I like to speed creep with Azumarill, or he knows I like to speed creep with my walls in general, I can't do anything with Azumarill. At all. This is my opinion. Sly may think differently, but Azumarill, I think it can be very good if I play it super well, but I don't think I can this match. Like, I think it would be a lot of pressure, and I think it would be very difficult for me to play. Tornadus Therian is a threat. Rose Raid is somewhat of a threat. I have decent checks for it. I have decent ways of killing it and decent ways of going around it. But the main thing about Sly's team that is very, very, very key, his walls, like his dedicated walls, have no reliable recovery whatsoever. So, things like Bronzong, him on top, Baltimore has pain split, but that's not really reliable because if I'm low enough and I outspeed him, it doesn't really help him. Lantern has rest, which I don't really consider reliable recovery unless you're a Suicune, and it's really good. Arcanine has reliable recovery, and so does Rose Raid, but those things don't want to be walls every single week. They want to be offensive sometimes, which is always cool. And Mega Altaria does have Roost if he wants to bring that like Spadef Cotton Guard like he did last week. But honestly, I think I have a very bad team matchup this week. I think I have a very, very, very bad team matchup. I'm forced to play very offensive this week. I'm forced to. And I don't like that. So what I'm going to do is I actually built a team that I made very custom, very specific for every little detail. So that way I could play like bulkier offense and wear him down and make him shit himself. That's my goal. But let's go ahead and start out with my dedicated lead of the team. And that is, while I'm waiting for Showdown to load, there we go. And that is going to be my Electros. Assault Vest Electros with a Brave Nature, 244 in HP, 196 in attack, and 68 in Spadef with the moves Giga Drain, Thunder Punch, Knockoff, and U-Turn. So this set guarantees me an Oko on Tornadus Therian if he runs 96 HP EVs. It does 104% minimum. So he can run more than that, but it does 104% minimum to Tornadus Therian. So if he wants to lead off with that thing and knock off my Assault Vest, thinking that it'll come in handy later if this is like my switch into Hydreigon or something, he's going to lose his Tornadus turn 1. It's how it's going to be, and I'm going to hope and pray that he does that. Knockoff also does a really, really good chunk to Bronzong because I have a lot of offensive investment and a Brave Nature, and it's really good. Giga Drain also hits the Lantern decently well. It makes it so he can't really come in on me too much, and that's going to be my way of getting recovery because Lantern cannot touch me. He can Toxic me, that's cool, but I'll still be able to win 1v1 because he can Volt Switch, he can Scald me, which doesn't really affect me because I built around that later on in the team. And U-Turn is there because he does, in fact, have a Volt Absorb user in Lantern. And I wanted to be able to get a switch initiative if I don't like what he switches into this. It also hits the Hydreigon decently hard because I can live one Dark Pulse. I can't live a Draco, but if he goes for a Draco on something and then I switch this thing in, he has to switch out and then I can gain initiative, so that's always nice. But he's gonna be really scared to hit Draco just because of my next mount on the team. But this set is going to be my dedicated lead. He can lead off with a couple things on his team. If he leads off with the Lantern, I'm going to Giga Drain it and get a decent amount of health off. If he leads off with Tornadus, I'm going to Thunder Punch it and kill it while he hopefully knocks off my Assault Vest. If he leads off with Hydreigon, I can U-Turn on it as long as he doesn't go for Draco, which I don't think he will right away. I think he's going to wait to spam Draco. If he leads off with Rose Raid, I can take any amount of hits and I can knock it off, and it does a very good amount of damage because it's a Rose Raid. It's not very physically defensive. Baltimore, yes, it can take knockoffs decently well, but I get rid of its leftovers or its Rocky Helmet or whatever it wants to bring, and I can start to whittle it down pretty easily. One thing I forgot to mention in the team, team analysis of his team versus my team. He's going to be statusing everything on my team, like literally everything. I expect to have at least 4 things statused at once. He has Toxic Spikes, he has Will-O-Wisp, he has Scald Burns, he has Toxic, he has a plethora of Pokemon that they need to have some sort of move to whittle my team down. And I think that's the way he's going to go about it. I think he's going to be bringing like Will-O-Wisp on Arcanine maybe, he's going to be bringing Toxic on Baltimore, Toxic on Bronzong, Toxic on Hitmontop if he brings it. Like there's a lot of things he can bring. However, at the end, whenever I go over what he's going to bring, I'm probably going to be listing everything, so there's that. But this Electros, it does so well versus his team. I really like it, and if I can maybe get some Wish support later on, that would be pretty cool. I don't know. I'm kind of iffy on this as a lead, because there is one other lead that he could do that I don't really know how I feel about it, but we'll have to see how it goes. But by I'm iffy of it as a lead, it means that I wanted to lead something else, because I have something on my team that just punches holes through everything on his team, and he has absolutely zero switch-ins to, and I kind of wanted to lead off with that just to put instant pressure on him, but this can also do the same thing depending on what he leads off with. The next mon on the team is going to be Togetic, and this is basically my designated way of keeping my team healthy. Heal Bell, it prevents all status. It makes him so he can't Will-O-Wisp and Thunder Wave and all this other nonsense that I know he's going to be doing to my team. Defog, because I don't want my team to be whittled down. I kind of, sort of wanted to go with Thunder Wave, but Defog is kind of better because of Electros not having reliable recovery, and a Sweeper maybe later on, but if I do end up changing it to Thunder Wave, I'll let you guys know in the game. I doubt I will, but it's a possibility. Roost and Dazzling Gleam. Dazzling Gleam does a 100% minimum to Hydreigon if he has no HP investment, so that's always nice. Puts him directly in range of priority hits from Azumarill and Infernape if I decide to bring one, so it's always nice to do that. This spread, it may look very standard, but I made sure that no matter what, he has to be Life Orb with Flash Cannon. Does not 2-hit KO me if he's timid, which I think he will be timid just so he might not be timid, but he might be like... Okay, so here's the thing. If he's a Life Orb, he has to be timid with very little speed investment to outspeed Tank Chomp, or no speed investment at all, and then he can run like max attack, max special attack, and just break through my entire team. But then he's a lot slower than some of my sweepers that I have, like if I bring offensive Garchomp or something like that. So then I don't think he's going to be doing that. I think he's going to be bringing Scarfed, which then means if he's bringing Scarfed, I get to live either an Iron Tail or a Flash Cannon no matter what. I can live it. So if he wants to go for like a Draco, I switch this thing in, and then he goes for Iron Tail or Flash Cannon, I can live it no matter what. So that's always really, really nice. This is also a really good check to Mega Altaria, because he can Dragon Dance up one time, then he cannot kill me after one. I can live one, and then I can Dazzling Gleam it and put it at about 50%. So that's really good. I love Togetic as a Pokemon. I think it's very key this match. Another thing that this is important with, so not the next Mon. I think it's like in 2 Mons maybe. I'm going to be going over a set that I might need to Toxic Stall. This thing can Toxic Stall that Mon. You'll know what I mean when I get to it. But this thing can Toxic Stall some stuff on his team if I get the Toxic on it. And it is just very key for me winning the game in general. I think it'll be very nice because he can't really kill it. Like, Bronzong, yes, but if he brings Hitmontop for Rapid Spin because he knows I like my Stealth Rocks, I can bring Stealth Rocks on Garchomp or something like that. I could bring Stealth Rocks on Infernape, and he might want to bring Hitmontop just to Rapid Spin the stuff away because he really, really needs the hazard removal. And, yeah, this is a really good Mon this week, I think. Also, Heal Bell is really nice because I'll be able to outspeed uninvested Cofagrigus no matter what, and if he wants to Toxic, I can Heal Bell it right away, and then Hex isn't going to be doing as much, which I definitely think he's going to be bringing Toxic or Will-O-Wisp Hex Cofagrigus to this match, because it just does a decent chunk to my team. But the next Mon on the team is kind of sort of going to be the late game Revenge Killer, the late game Sweeper. Honestly, I know I'm going out of order for the way I normally like to do my team analysis, but the last 3 Mons, they go together, so you'll understand in a bit. But I'm bringing Infernape, Life Orb, Iron Fist, Mach Punch, Flare Blitz, Close Combat, and Poison Jab, 76 HP, 252 attack, 180 in speed. This outspeeds everything on his team aside from Tornadus Therian, which is always nice. And Mach Punch is very nice to Revenge Kill the Hydreigon. If he is at like 60-some-odd%, is a guaranteed OHKO. So if I can U-turn on it once with Electros, if I can Dazzling Gleam it once with Togetic, I can OHKO it right away with this thing. Flare Blitz to... Okay. Originally I had mixed, but I started to do calcs and I started to think about it, and realistically, if I wanted to run Overheat over Flare Blitz, it would only hit the Cofagrigus for more damage, and I can't leave this thing in on Cofagrigus anyway. So if I go for Flare Blitz and I switch out into my check for Cofagrigus, it kind of sort of does the same thing, because Flare Blitz does about 40% to defensive Cofagrigus, which is really nice because I'm Life Orb. And if I ran Overheat, it would do about 60 some odd percent. Because I couldn't run Invested, and then I didn't want to lower any of my defensive investments, or my defensive stats. Excuse me. So I had to run like still Jolly, and Flare Blitz was just a better play. It still does more to defensive Bronzong than Overheat does, because Life Orb, max attack, things like that. So I really lose nothing from running Flare Blitz, and I get more power off on other things like the Assault Vest Tornadus and something like that. Close Combat is there just for good stab on things like Lantern, on Hitmontop if he decides to bring it. Even though it has Intimidate, it's still not going to appreciate Close Combats from Life Orb and Infernape. It just isn't. Oh my god, my nose is itchy! And Poison Jab is there just for Mega Altaria, because that thing is still a threat, and this does like 60% to it. So I'm able to 2-hit KO a lot of his team with my first 3 Mons. The only things that I'm kind of sort of worried about are taking hits now, because while Togetic can take a decent amount of hits from his entire team, I'm sorry if you can hear my dogs barking. They're being complete bitches. I don't like them. But this is very important for the team. It's very good for revenge killing. It's very, very nice. I'm really excited to use Infernape again. It hasn't been the best Pokemon for me. I haven't really enjoyed using it, but I think I finally built a team around it that can really work well and make it so I can have the switch-ins to hits that might want to hit this thing and not really worry about it. So the next Mon on the team is actually my Alomomola. 244 in HP. 12 in defense, 252 in special defense with a calm nature, and I'm rocking the Rocky helmet. So, let's talk a little bit about his Arcanine. Arcanine is his favorite Pokemon on his entire team, right? It's what he knows how to use the best, in my opinion. I think he's used it absolutely amazingly. It 6-0'd somebody, and by 6-0'd, I mean he didn't win the game 6-0, but Arcanine got all 6 kills, and that's just absolutely insane. So I wanted to have a way to beat it. Guaranteed. I'm running Scald, Knockoff, Toxic, and Mirror Coat. I wanted to run Wish, but ultimately I'm not sure if it's the best idea. I might still change Mirror Coat for Wish. I'm not 100% positive on that yet. So, let's talk a little bit about his Arcanine. Back in the day, and by back in the day I mean a couple months ago, a good buddy of mine named Gym Leader Geo ran Sunny Day, Weakness Policy, Solar Beam, Entei to take out a Milotic. Sly is going to be doing that for me. Either that or Power Herb Solar Beam. One of the two. So, this thing is basically my designated switch into Arcanine, and only Arcanine, really. It could be Altaria if I want a little bit more chip damage with Rocky Helmet, but this thing, it just beats his Arcanine, really. So, let's talk a little bit about the moves he could be running. Say he wants to run Power Herb Solar Beam. That's not too bad, because then he can still run Wild Charge, Flare Blitz, and Hidden Power Ice for my Garchomp. So, that's cool. He get good coverage, he wouldn't have any recovery, he wouldn't have Will-O-Wisp, and he wouldn't be bulky. So that means I'm able to take him out pretty easily. That would also mean he's Life Orb. So I needed to make sure I could live a Life Orb Modest Solar Beam, which I can. Actually, I wouldn't really have to live Life Orb, I would just have to be able to live one in general, which I can live a Modest Life Orb, so that's always nice to know. And then that also kind of opens up the door for the last Mon we're going over on the team, because then he can't touch it if he has Hidden Power Ice, Solar Beam, Flare Blitz, Wild Charge. So, that kind of sort of takes down the threat of Power Herb Solar Beam if he runs Sunny Day, Weakness Policy Solar Beam. That's a little bit more scary. However, that takes setup. And that means if this is my designated switch in to Arcanine, and he goes for a Sunny Day, I instantly know he's Weakness Policy. Instantly. So why would I Scald him if I know he's Weakness Policy? That's what Toxic is for. If I can Toxic him, he goes for Solar Beam, I can live one, then I know what 2 of his moves are already. Sunny Day, Solar Beam. he has to run Hidden Power Ice, because if he doesn't run Hidden Power Ice, Tank Chop completely walls this thing. 110%. Rough Skin Rocky Helmet will wear it down so quick, he has to run HP Ice. I'm expecting a fully special Arcanine. 110%. However, if he's physical, this beats it 1v1, because if he wants to go for a Wild Charge, he's going to be taking massive Requo, because I'm running so much HP investment. Rocky Helmet, and then he's going to be taking a Scald right afterwards. If he's Weakness Policy after that, that's fine, because he'll be so weak that I can Revenge Kill with basically anything on the team. But this is my all-around Arcanine check. 110%. If he's Modest, Life Orb, Solar Beam, and the Sun, he cannot kill me. If he is Power Orb, Solar Beam, he cannot kill me. If he's Wild Charge, he cannot kill me. If he is anything, he cannot kill this in one hit. So I'll be able to whittle it down, I'll be able to Toxic it, I'll be able to Scald it. Or, if he is, in fact, Sunny Day Solar Beam, I can Mirror Coat it and kill it. And then that'll be one massive check right out of the way. I wanted to run Wish over Mirror Coat just so I can maybe keep my Electros healthier, but ultimately, I think Mirror Coat is better. It's just safer for me if he is Sunny Day Weakness Policy Solar Beam, because then you don't have to risk him going for like I don't have to risk going for Scald against it or anything like that. But this thing, I don't think he'll be expecting me to put this much thought into it, and I realize that the EV spread is so like standard, but it covers everything. No matter what. Like, Modest Life Orb Solar Beam, I just pulled the calc up a couple minutes ago, does 73 to 86%. So, I can switch into Rocks, and then take a Solar Beam. Guaranteed if he's Modest Life Orb in the Sun. So, that's always nice, and I'm really hoping that he brings Arcanine. I'm hoping he brings fully special Arcanine, so that way I can show him that I was ready for it. If he brings fully physically offensive, have fun taking Rocky Helmet damage on this thing. And then he can only run like Wild Charge, Flare Blitz, Crunch, and Morning Sun. Then he can't touch Garchomp. So he has really bad 4-move syndrome on this Arcanine. So I'm really hoping he realizes it. But if he does realize it and he doesn't bring it, then this thing is going to be my designated switch into Hitmontop, Bronzong. It can be a good switch into Mega Altaria because I can Toxic it and then make him take Rocky Helmet damage. It's really good. Really like Lumamole in this game. It's not setup fodder for anything on his team because his only setup mon is Mega Altaria, which I'm not going to be leaving this thing in on Mega Altaria. It's kind of like a last-ditch effort if I have to, but that means that if I wanted to Toxic Stall it, he would have to run Heal Bell, Roost, Dragon Dance, and Return, which that means he can't touch something else on my team, which I think he's going to be running a very mixed Mega Altaria, so I can end up Toxic Stalling it if I really wanted to. So this thing is just all around a very good check to his team, and I'm really happy with it. The next mon on the team, as I was just talking about Mega Altaria, I needed to have something to take on Mega Altaria. 1v1 guaranteed no matter what. So I'm bringing a Moongus with the Assault Vest, Regenerator, Sludge Bomb, Giga Drain, Clear Smog, and Foul Play with 124 HP, 252 in defense, 128 in Spadef, and 4 in speed. 4 in speed is outspeed Cofagrigus, no matter what. This set cannot be 2-hit KO'd by Mega Altaria. At all. Fire Blast does a maximum of like 46%, I think, if he's Modest. A +1 Earthquake or Return does like 44% if he's Adamant at +1. So that means no matter what, I can Sludge Bomb it, I can Clear Smog it, or if he doesn't bring it at all, this thing is also a very good check to some of his special attackers. Like, I can take a hit from Hydreigon, I can go for Sludge Bomb, get some good chip damage on it, that puts it in range of the Mach Punch from Infernape. And Giga Drain is also there for Lantern, because right now Lantern is a little bit of a problem. I don't really have many ways of dealing with it. Sludge Bomb is also there to hopefully get the poison chances on things like Cofagrigus and other things like that. And Foul Play. Foul Play is there mainly for Bronzong, because it does 35% to defensive Bronzong, minimum. Well, there's not really a min-max with it, it's kind of just damage. So that's what that is, and it can really wear it down quickly, and he can't 2-hit KO me with Zen Headbutt if he's max attack. I'm pretty sure that was the calc that I ran. It might have been if he's defensive, but if he's max attack but he's not defensive, and then Foul Play does more, and then, yeah, you get the idea. But 2 Regenerator Mons. I'm running the Regenerator core this week, and I was like, you know what, he's going to have a really tough time taking down this Regenerator core, because while, yeah, he does have Hydreigon that can kind of sort of run through my team, I do have a decent check to it. I do have a decent way to scare it out, and I can get in whatever I want, realistically. But this thing, Mega Altaria, taken care of. 110%. Cannot touch it. If he runs Hyper Voice, still can't 2-hit KO me. Fire Blast, can't 2-hit KO me. Like, this thing is very good against his Mega Altaria. And if he wants to run like Cotton Guard or something like that, I can clear Smog it, and then that means he's Spadef, which means he won't be doing as much, and it'll just be a vicious cycle that this thing is going to end up coming out on top. Except for the fact that I don't have Reliable Recovery. So then I just need to get off damage, switch out, get Regenerator, and get back in. So, the final mon on the team. This is my win condition. 110%. This is the #1 Pokemon that I've seen that Sly has trouble with, and that is Reuniclus. I'm bringing another Assault Regenerator Mon, so it's 3 Regenerator Mons. 236 in HP, 252 in Special Attack, and 20 in Speed. The Assault Vest was mainly there because I wanted to have Regenerator. I knew I needed 3 attacks at the very minimum, and I knew that I had really nothing that I could recover up on. If I recovered up on, say, If I recover up on the Cofagrigus and he has me Toxic, Hex is still doing about 55% to me, and that's no bueno at all. So I was like, you know what, Assault Vest Regenerator, I can switch out between my 3 Regenerator Mons and just keep whittling him down until Infernape can come in and just kill everything. Max Special Attack. He has literally nothing that wants to switch into this. Future Sight does massive damage to everything, because if you guys don't know, it's a base 120 special attack that hits after 2 turns. So you go for it, you go for a move, something takes a hit. So that means if he wants to avoid getting damage off on stuff, he has to go on Hydreigon. I can play around that. Shadow Ball does massive damage to Bronzong and Cofagrigus. Signal Beam does massive damage to the Hydreigon. And Psyshock hits everything else. Future Sight hits Arcanine stupid hard. I was running Psychic before Future Sight, but then I was like, that does massive damage anyway, so why not run Future Sight? Force some switches. And it runs through his team. 20 in speed is just to make sure that if he throws like 12 speed EVs and 2 Cofagrigus, I can guaranteed outspeed and go for a Shadow Ball and get off a good like 55-60%. So this is my massive win condition. He has no switch-ins to this. This is what I wanted to lead off with. I wanted to lead off right away, go for Future Sight, and have him U-turn or whatever he wanted to with his team and just get damage off on everything. That's really what I wanted, but ultimately I think Electros is a little bit safer, so that's basically the team. I'm sorry I'm rushing off, but I just looked at the time and it's 11:50 and I have to leave at 12, so yeah. But I'm really excited for the triple Regenerator core. I think he's going to have trouble with it. I think he's also going to have trouble with Electros in general because it's very offensive, and I think he's going to have trouble killing Togetic as well. But that's basically the team. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, please make sure to leave a like. Also leave a comment as to what you're thinking of my team, and please don't just type ew, because I know it's ew. That's why I drafted it. But yeah, I'm going to go and get out of here. Make sure you guys go check out Sly's channel. He's a really awesome dude, and I love him to death. He's probably one of my favorite people in the PPL. I think he's awesome. He's one of the most genuinely nice people. I love Sly. So, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.